Hi, welcome back to Grow Joyfully Homestead. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon and I'm never out here this late. But our little dog got out and we had to go and find her. And I'm just trying to keep my hat wet so I can continue to be out here. Sorry about the road noise. But I'm out in the main garden. Sorry, not the main garden. The pasture garden today. And I'm making sure the tomatoes are watered and everything else is watered. Things are really growing and taking off. This corn right here is not as big as the ornamental corn that I planted 2 weeks after this corn. I have fertilized. We have been keeping it watered. There's a couple spots here that I'm going to have to come hand water. But I'm thinking that maybe it needs to be fertilized. This is the ornamental corn here. And it's actually taller and healthier looking than much of the regular sweet corn. So, if you have any ideas, any suggestions, please put them down in the comment section below. Yeah, I really gotta water this by hand. Oh, and the sprinkler knocked those two over. It's okay. Deep breathe, count to 3. The watering situation someday will be what I want it to be. Meanwhile, we just continue to grow. It's Saturday. The road is incredibly busy. But that subject, you know how I feel about it. Nothing I can do about it. But here are some Délice de la Table cantaloupe that are looking super healthy. The tiger melons are actually looking so much better and coming up. These are the Kajari melons that I've never been able to successfully grow. I'm super excited about them. Jess at Roots and Refuge Farm does really well with them. She lives in South Carolina and I live in central Idaho, so there's a big difference. It gets very hot here, but it's very dry heat, and the season's not as long, etc. This is a volunteer pumpkin, a volunteer sunflower, and there's another plant over there. I'm not sure what it is yet. That's a volunteer. But we have crookneck, zucchini, sugar baby pumpkins, watermelon. These are watermelon. Those are watermelon. I think these right here are crimson sweet. All of those right there. And that's Moon and Stars here and here. Moon and Stars watermelon, which I am trying so hard to grow. I've planted them and replanted them and I'm struggling with them, but I'm continuing on. So there's butternut squash back here. Flowers in that triangle. There's the potatoes. And the horrible big sprinkler guns that you can see how it just beats the plants up. As we can afford it, we really hope to change it. It's really stressful. But making lemonade out of lemons, right? So here's the ornamental corn. Step over the ditch here. This whole row here is watermelons, cucumbers, and different things like that. So that's really fun. I really hope they grow. And have to get those tomatoes staked up or they're goners. You know, gardening's good, gardening's fun, but it does take money, especially to have the proper tools and things like we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cattle panels. And you know, those aren't cheap. The raspberries are struggling terribly. Maybe I'll try again to replant some in the fall. The garlic bed looks completely terrible from all the weeds, but it is finished and I need to pull it out. I just need to water it, water it, water it. And this is where the sprinkler is not hitting. Stressful. Here's the tomatoes, one of the tomato patches. The weeds are so healthy and growing up. And there's that one. There's the one beyond it there. Come through here and peek through the cattle panel. Here is another one, and there's one right behind it. Things are growing well, but because of the time of year with the extreme heat, it makes it hard to get out here, and I usually can only get out here till 11 or 12 o'clock. Right now I'm out here. I just needed to make sure the chickens had water. Because of the heat, they seem to run out of it quickly, and I want to make sure they have plenty. This is my daughter's cut flower garden, which is more weeds than garden, but there are some zinnias growing. That's an amaranth. Over here at the back of the weedy high tunnel, there's cabbage there and one over there. I've got 4 in that one. It's really hard to show people your imperfections and your weeds. But I'd rather show you my garden with the weeds than not show you anything. So please give me grace for not having a perfect garden, because I'm not a perfect person, and it is not going to happen. Here's a beautiful ornamental, oh, look at that bumblebee. Ornamental sunflower, more amaranth. Another sunflower that hasn't headed yet. Amaranth and sunflowers. Here's 2 rows of tomatoes. Come Monday, I'm going to really have to get out here super early and use the rototiller and get the paths weeded once again. I'm going to be going home to the mountains and get to do some relaxing and camping, so when I come back I expect things to be a total mess. So that's just the way it goes. There's a tomato here, here, and here. The ones that I planted with the egg, my test subjects. There's cucumbers over there, looking a little greener, a little healthier. There's a Blauhilde bean climbing up the hoop. My husband built me a new compost box there. These are all volunteer flowers from last year. Aren't they amazing? Calendula. All these different colors are calendula. Bachelor button. Calendula. Coreopsis is the 2-toned one right there. So I'm trying. I'm human. I struggle just like anybody else. And I certainly feel a kinship and empathy for other gardeners who try so hard and still face so many setbacks. Like this is my daughter's other cut flower garden, and very few things have come up. So that needs to be reworked before I get to go home. Here's tomatoes that are growing, and this poor old corn that's taken its sweet time, but it is what it is. The tomatoes in this poor greenhouse, not a greenhouse, but a round tunnel. I've had amazing peas from this, and it's just about finished. I keep just snacking on them and eating them off as I come in. These cabbages I grew from seed in the ground have just been pummeled by the white cabbage moth. So, just about ready to go ballistic on them. I need to get out here and spray them with something. There's some broccoli looking good. 2 volunteer tomatoes. I see one of them, at least one of them, is a cherry tomato. I'm excited about that. I have some nice basil and dill. Here's a rainbow tomato. Look how many fruit it's set and how tall it is. Once it gets to a certain height, I will top it so it will just develop the fruit that it has. We won't expect it to go up to 7 or 8 or 9 feet because we're here in the round tunnel where it doesn't, you can only go so high. And this one, which one are you? Dig through the weeds for the tag. I'm going to have to look on my phone where I have it written. See what it is. It's a beauty. Green beans. Look at that cabbage. This one says that it's a cherry tomato, but if it is, it's certainly big. Sun gold cherry. Doesn't look like a sun gold cherry to me, but we'll find out. Dragon tongue beans and green beans. Some marigolds. Another beautiful cabbage. Every time I pull something up, like there was spinach and lettuce here. Here we have a lettuce going to seed that I'm going to save. Every time I pull something up, I pop a tomato plant in, because I still have a bunch of plants that I'm nursing along and keeping alive. The weeds here are relentless. I need to get in here and weed. There's a cabbage that's being eaten to death, but we can still use it. Here's some onions. Cabbage being eaten. This one is another rainbow tomato. And this one is, let's see what it is. Come here, tag. This says it's a large red cherry. I don't know. We'll see. The camera stopped. Somebody tried to call me, so we'll go back and cobble these together. Anyway, it's extremely excessively hot. It makes it hard to garden, but I'm going to continue gardening. Sorry about the shadow in the shots. I wanted to just stop by and encourage you and see how you're doing, and encourage you to enjoy the small victories and the small places of beauty that you can in amongst the imperfections. I hope you have a great day. I hope you keep gardening and keeping your chin up and enjoying what you can. And don't forget to always grow joyfully. We'll see you next time.